Hello everyone, Shindo Bean here, discussing some more Warhammer combat cards. We got a new season based on the Space Wolves, and some balance changes to go along with it. This is kind of more on the minor end, but we'll go ahead and take a look at what they are doing in the game this July. So, starting with the Space Marines, obviously a bunch of Space Wolves will be getting buffed here. We've got the 6-point Blood Claw with the new Space Wolf model. This one will be getting +8 melee, so we're looking at the cards before the changes have been implemented, so yeah, this thing will be quite a bit stronger. It's been pretty weak up until now for a Deathblow card. The Cyberwolf will be getting +4 melee, so already a pretty decent card in a melee deck. The Thunderwolf Cavalry with Berserk, not such a great card when compared to many of the other options that Space Marines have, but this one will be getting +15 health. There's the Wolfen with Deathblow going down 1 point to 16 and getting +5 melee. This is a pretty fun one here, the old Space Wolves Redemptor Dreadnought with Deathblow. And going down 2 points to 62, losing 30 health but gaining 15 melee attack. So that thing's going to be hitting really hard. The reduced health means you might see the Deathblow go off a little bit more. It's still not like the best card for its cost, but definitely quite a bit better, I'd say. And finally for the Space Marines, Ragnar Blackmane is going down 2 points, which is pretty significant because at the moment he's at 40, which means he takes extra damage from big game hunters. That will no longer be the case from now on. Also, just a side note, some of the other Space Wolf cards that got new models, we got Aryak Rockfist there, and Njal Stormcaller. The cards' stats and whatnot are unchanged, just new models there, which look pretty nice. Logan Grimnar also got a really cool new model, but I don't think they're going to change it because the new one just has him on foot, and the current one with him riding the sleigh has high initiative, so I guess they're not going to want to mess with that. Moving on to Eldari, the Hellion with anti-infantry, losing 10 health but gaining 10 melee. Got the Wraithblade, one of the few Eldari cards with shields, getting +5 melee. And then 2 triple attack cards with Psychic Link. The Psychic Link isn't really the greatest on these because of their sort of lower psychic attack, but they are getting +5 to all of their attack stats. So that is a pretty significant improvement to their overall damage output. So there's the guy on foot, and then there's the Farseer Skyrunner here. For Servants of the Emperor, 1 of a million. Cards with Inspiring Presence, getting a little bit of a stat boost, +5 range and melee to the Custodes Vexilius Praetor. Got the old classic Sergeant Stonetooth Harker with Berserk, getting +10 health and +5 ranged. Another guy with Inspiring Presence, getting +20 health. And then the old Castellan Robot with Barrage, getting +10 range, so pretty good, decent boost to its damage output. Of course, it does have to compete with like all the tanks and artillery that Servants of the Emperor have these days. Now, it's kind of a sad day for Tyranids because Supreme Commander Gosar is just getting a flat nerf to his special rule, which has been one of the strongest special rules in the game. Every time you deploy a card, all of the other cards in your deck get their attack increased by 10%, but that is getting cut in half to just a 5% boost, so not quite as crazy of a stacking buff anymore. Then there's the Harridan, which is one of the older Lords of War, going down 3 points to 92. And finally, the 19-point Aberrant with Berserk loses 20 health and will gain 10 melee. And it's also getting its trait change from Berserk to Regeneration, interestingly enough. And that is all for the balance changes this season. So again, nothing too crazy. Looking at the cards getting added to the general pool, we've got 1 infantry for the Necrons, the Shielded Missile Drone for Tau, a whole bunch of new cards for Servants of the Emperor, 1 Dark Angel Chaplain for the Space Marines, and the Orcs get Red Gobbo with a Snowman and a bunch of Orc Infantry. And the Tyranids, apparently that little Spore Mine, which has been in the game for like years now, is just now getting added to the general pool. So let me know what you think of the balance changes and if you will be playing as the Space Wolves this season. But that's it for this one. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.